are Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos.
Technology is constantly evolving, and artificial intelligence is powering everything around us.
So for nations to continue to survive in the world where artificial intelligence is now everywhere around us, we must participate in governance structure in terms of how it is managed.
At Radio Now 95.3 FM, we're telling the story of the evolution of technology like nobody else can. Now that's another reason to listen to us.
Welcome to Tech Now on Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos. I am Abiodun Adelore. On Tech Now today, our focus is on bridging the digital divide, expanded financial inclusion in Nigeria. And our guest is Mr. Emmanuel Abadi, who is a partnership specialist from MoneyPoint. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yes, how are you doing today?
Very, very well.
All right, let's start like this. Can you explain the concept of financial inclusion and its importance in Nigeria?
Amazing. That's a very interesting and very important conversation to be had. Over the past couple of years, we've seen, the rise in all kinds of institutions that we call fintech companies today. And the question is why? What are they solving? I mean, we already have banks, we already have people spending money. Who are these new people? And the answer to that is that there's a big majority of people who are currently not participating in what is our formal financial system today. So, I mean, I would remember 4 years ago, you would go to a place, you want to transfer money, you'd be like, we don't have accounts, or people don't have accounts. And so essentially what financial inclusion is extending financial services to everybody. Everybody should be in the banking system. Everybody should, be able to access the services that come with, these formal institutions. And today, many people haven't engaged that system for a variety of reasons. One, which is literacy and trust. So because we don't know, we can't trust. I remember, I think this was 4 years ago, about when MoneyPoint went on a research initiative into the deep local communities, not in Lagos, for example, which is where many people do their research, which doesn't give you a true picture of Nigeria. Yes. But we went across different states in Nigeria, and I saw all kinds of things. I saw young people like myself who didn't think they could open accounts because they thought they needed to have a certificate or they needed to bring collateral, not to get a loan, to open an account.
Yes.
So there's been a literacy gap and consequently a trust issue. There are people who have been skeptical about the financial system. Let me be seeing my money koro in case anything happens, But we've seen a great shift in that, more people are getting to understand the system, more people are coming into the system. And something very crucial with financial inclusion is business people need to be able to expand their business. And one of the ways to do that today is access to credit. And if you're not within the financial system, nobody will give you money.
Yes, sir.
Because we don't know you. Yes. So you need to be within the system. The system needs to be able to say, okay, this is this person. This person's business is doing like this. Business is moving well. Oh, off of this, we can now give you this kind of money. But if we don't know you, you would now see that people rely on the typical systems like Ajo, contribution, which
is likely to fail.
See, my big bro, see,
because
the stories are plenty.
Cases of people
somebody use your money to
just make away with money. Yes,
exactly. Or somebody use your money to marry, or somebody say, I never know what happened to your money. So, but I mean, we've seen a shift. More people are coming into the system, and it's not for the system to necessarily exploit them. There is a hand in hand symbiotic relationship. So financial inclusion is bringing more people into the system so that they can benefit of the benefits of being within the system.
So what's the current state of the financial inclusion in Nigeria, and what are some of the challenges that need to be addressed? Because there's no way you can start something like that without challenges.
See, I think that at the end of the day, Nigeria is a very amazing place, when you think about it. and our people are very resilient, very adaptive. Up until let's say, as of this year, this year, we've seen a massive growth, and we're looking at about 60% of Nigerians within the financial system. This accounts for about 70 plus million Nigerians. It's not enough, but it's significant progress coming up from what's a very mega number prior to now. The rise in fintechs within the ecosystem has contributed immensely. We've seen an increase in BVN onboarding. We have over 60 million registered Nigerians on the BVN system, although we probably have more people on NIN, because more people rely on telecommunication than banking. So I mean, the BVN might not give the true picture of the number of people within the system, because some people are using NIN instead. But we've seen a significant growth in those numbers today. There's still a lot that can happen in rural areas, for example, which is one of the places where organizations like MoneyPoint is bridging a significant gap. So the traditional institutions today, in the framework of their structure today, they could have only gone so far. I mean, except for the ones who are innovating, The limitations in terms of infrastructure in Nigeria right now have impacted how far they could have gone. But there's a saying that says, if I've seen any further, it's by standing on the shoulders of them that have gone ahead of us. So I guess new institutions that have come into the picture have learned from and are still learning from the challenges that the traditional systems are facing. And everywhere that you can make a phone call today, there's a MoneyPoint POS there. And you see, that is driving the change significantly. There's still so much more that can be done, especially in the rural areas. You can't set up an ATM in a place where there's no lights.
That's true.
So, but you can use a POS there. Also, you see, there's a hand-in-hand relationship with the way technology is improving generally. So where there is no lights, some people are selling power banks. Some people are selling very tiny solar packs that people can use. That tiny thing can charge a POS, and consequently...
And also charge the phone.
Charge the phone as well. So you see, these little things, because everybody relies on each other. I need the telecom guys to have network to perform my business, So with the way innovation is moving, we're seeing more telecom infrastructure across the country in places where it was not before. More roads are coming, I guess. Electricity is moving. I guess big ups to the Lagos State government, as there was a new bill that was signed recently
on electricity.
So but we would love to see all of this in more parts of the country. But things are improving. Things are improving significantly. So much more can happen. In certain quarters, we still need to see more women come into the financial system. Today, there's a lopsided between men and women within the system. It's but progress has been made. For a fact, progress has been made.
All right. Talking about women, I had an interview with someone last week, and she said most times when they're looking for women to bring into the system, they're looking at the wrong places. That mostly you talk to men like you can, not leveraging on human groups, to be able to get women into the system. All right, let's look at regulatory framework now and policy. What is the current regulatory framework for financial inclusion in Nigeria, and how does it support or hinder the expansion of financial services?
Oh, fantastic. I think, I guess big ups to the CBN, that is the major regulator when it comes to banking in the country, obviously. There's been a lot of regulation that we've seen that has helped and is helping the progress and the adoption of financial services. I mean, it is a big deal to see the CBN stamp on any institution. Remember, one of the things that we're trying to solve for is trust. So having the CBN stamp on institutions is a big deal. Helps people say, okay, these people, CBN knows these people. Even I don't even know CBN. I've not seen CBN before.
Yes. But at least you have their stamp.
I know you have their stamp. Okay, fantastic. So there's a lot that's happened in terms of regulation that has helped. There's a national financial inclusion strategy that is in place today, that is driving what we're seeing in terms of financial inclusion. More organizations are coming, more credit can come out. Now, one of the reasons why credit can come out and more people can come into the system is because there's been a how do I